Murdoch decide? That is the big media question of the next 7 days. Rupert Murdoch's biggest star on Fox News, Bill O'Reilly, is on vacation for 7 more days. That's why there's a ticking clock. But O'Reilly might not be relaxing. Here's why. Fox News is owned by 21st Century Fox, and the company is controlled by these guys, the Murdochs, by Rupert and his sons, James and Lachlan. And the Murdochs are not sure whether to continue standing by O'Reilly. Now let's flash back to April 1st. That's when the New York Times reported on the previously secret settlements that O'Reilly had struck with women who had accused him of sexual harassment and verbal abuse. O'Reilly said the claims had no merit, but he had settled them in order to avoid embarrassing news headlines that would hurt his children. After the Times story hit, sponsors started to move their ads from the O'Reilly factor. And a woman who is not settled, who has not agreed to stay silent in exchange for a payout, called up and asked Fox to formally investigate O'Reilly. Her name is Wendy Walsh. This is what her lawyer, Lisa Bloom, said right here last week on Reliable Sources.
We received a return phone call from a couple of attorneys who represent Fox News, and they said that they are indeed going to do an investigation based on Wendy's complaint.
In response to that comment, 21st Century Fox issued a statement saying the company investigates all complaints, and we have asked the law firm Paul Weiss to continue assisting the company in these serious matters. Now, this is one of those canned corporate statements that actually contained big news. Paul Weiss is the same law firm that looked into the allegations against Fox News boss Roger Ailes last summer. The Murdochs then concluded that Ailes had to go. So could the same thing be happening this time? O'Reilly is a profit engine for Fox News, but he's also a liability now, hurting Fox's ad sales and overall brand. That's why this came as a surprise. Back on Tuesday night, O'Reilly said he was going on vacation. He said it was pre-planned. Watch.
Last fall, I booked a trip that should be terrific. Not going to tell you where it is, but we have a contest on BillO'Reilly.com. Guess where Bill's going? I'll have a full report when I return.
When I return, he said, which will be on April 24th, according to Fox. It's curious timing, right? Here's what Gabe Sherman told Chris Hayes on MSNBC.
Do you believe the vacation was pre-planned?
Yes, all my reporting inside Fox News indicates that Bill O'Reilly did plan this trip before. Now, what I find striking is that management let him go. You know, when you're in the middle of a major public relations crisis, if they were backing him, they would say, listen, stay on the air. We got your back. Don't make it look like this is a suspension.
That's interesting. So letting him go on the pre-planned vacation is a little bit of an indicator.
Maybe O'Reilly just is not the kind of guy who would cancel a vacation to save face. My sense is that Fox was happy and maybe even a little bit relieved that this vacation was scheduled when it was. This is now a cooling off period, as one source said to me, because this is where it gets really interesting. Sherman and reporters of the New York Times and other outlets say there is a dramatic divide within Fox, a divide right within the Murdoch family over O'Reilly's future. This is from CNN's own Dylan Byers reporting. He says one source close to the matter said their understanding is that Rupert, who is the executive chairman, would like to keep O'Reilly on, while his son James, the CEO, is opposed to that idea. So what will the family decide to do? Here's what Lisa Bloom said on CNN Tonight the other day.
As to whether they're going to fire Bill O'Reilly, any other company in America would do that with 6 complaints, including other women who allegedly had recordings of him calling them while he was engaged in sex acts.
She said any other company would fire him. But historically, during Rupert Murdoch's decades of media moguldom, Fox has prided itself on not being like any other company. But maybe that's changing. Maybe Rupert's sons want it to change. You know, stories like this are pretty tricky to cover because most of the people who really know what's going on are not talking. And O'Reilly is literally out of the country. The New York Times says he's in Italy. The one thing we know for sure is that April 24th is going to be a crucial day. That's the day O'Reilly is scheduled to be back on the factor. Between now and then, the Murdochs have a big decision to make.